Yo, guys, welcome in. Welcome to NQ's first inside day for a hot minute. Inside day being obviously we didn't take a previous day high or low. The only thing I want to point out on the daily so far is obviously we're starting to get in this daily range here. You can really see it on the hourly. We'll look at that here in just a minute. The only thing I'm noticing on the NQs is if we look at the obviously the bull we're stuck right now. We're stuck between bearish order block on the daily being this candle here, but your bearish one, and then your bullish one here. I mean, once you start getting it really in a range, it's really hard to just say, okay, that's an order block. This is an order block. But if you see, we're still holding the 50%. Like I said, I showed you that yesterday and the day before. And what I'm seeing up here is obviously we know the wicks are hold orders and stuff too, and you see on the daily respecting the wick of of your daily OB order block as well, exactly pretty much where high of day was today. So that's all I'm really noticing on the daily. Not much to take out of these candles. So going into last night, um, we talked about this order block tonight hold or last night and going into today had to hold, or otherwise I think we're going to go down and swipe all of these lows out because why everything's been tapped into hourly order block, everything's tapped. So the fact we're coming back down here to take the FOMC lows um, makes me think that we still have business to do here to the downside, and I'm expecting all of these lows to go still. Um, we failed at previous day high today, which also surprised me because I can see the highs going too. It's very like I said, when you zoom out, you just start to see we're in this hourly range. I can definitely see both sides happening here, but the constant failures up here, and then keeps rejecting the order blocks on the highs, respecting order blocks on the highs here, makes me think that the lows will be next. Just so this morning, so going into today, really, just to go over today's PA, kind of, we expected what in the morning coming into stream, we wanted a bullish move. We seen overnight overnight in yesterday's move, we seen this sitting here, and then this morning we drew the hourly range, and we were like, okay, let's see where 50% sits of this. We seen 50% sit right there at these old lows, as well as -4 if we can. Let's see if it still shows up here. -4, which is our 30. It's the fourth standard deviation of the 30-second opening candle, and I'm making a video on this, but it's an opening range deviation that a lot of people use. It's not nothing I invented. When I do the video, I'll credit the person that I found it from. I think that's the only fair thing to do. But you'll notice whenever that we will run to either one side of the four whenever we open every single day, and when it aligns with a when it has a confluence with a different with like a level that makes sense for price to go to. Why did this make sense? Because what we broke down here. So this morning, before we're looking for shorts, we wanted to see a move back up to 50% of this range, mitigate these order blocks, and then look for a short, which we did today. So that's why we're looking at that, and then uh, see we ran up midnight, rejected, filled in these order blocks. Was very surprised though. After we got the close, after we started closing above these order blocks, I expected rejection inside of here, and then I expected previous day high to go after closing above those, and then we got right above midnight and then rejected. So the down move really surprised me. I expected a sweep of a previous day high. We did not get that, so I was wrong there, but was not wrong. At least expecting some kind of move up. But the move back down really makes me think that we are going lower. So what will tell me that is if we close below if we start going below your 15-minute order blocks here tonight that are supporting price, see we just closed above. There's no hourly there, so if you don't get an hourly there, it's also another another sign here. But I would expect I would expect this order block. There's no reason price should be coming back to this 827 low in closing. If it does, expect bearishness and be targeting all of these hourly lows down here, going into tomorrow. Tomorrow could chop. It's been a pretty big week, FOMC and whatnot. So I would keep all eyes on 827. You get a 15-minute close below there. Expect moves down to at least these hourly lows down there at that 760, down to 750. I do think this thing would go all the way down to that 600, that 660 level, and I think it goes a little bit lower to that 600 level. So all makes sense there. Let's turn off these negative forwards. So that's what I'm looking for. If those order blocks continue to hold, down here, then I would expect price to keep on moving back up. So that's what I'm looking for going into tomorrow. I might get short and sweet tonight. I'll show you the couple trades we took this morning. So we were bullish coming into the market this morning. We expected 50%, so we'll keep this line drawn out here. We expected we wanted that 930 level. So as soon as we opened, we're expecting bullishness. So I seen us. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of longing into a premium. I like to see 50% retracements first. Just buying in a discount down here. But what I seen was obviously all of these lows from between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. Once we closed above them, immediately went bullish, looking for that high because we should not be breaking structure up. What's your next obvious target after breaking structure up? 50% unmitigated order blocks. What did we have sitting on the 5-minute chart? This was another confluence. I forgot. -4 was also there, but look, your first untapped order block from the move down. There was nothing on the 15. Right? There's nothing here. Obviously, the wick makes up that order block once you go to the 5-minute. Another reason why we wanted that as well, because we like to see order blocks have some love. So seen that holding. We took. Let's see if we can find it here. It's this morning. Okay, I've still got it marked out here. So we took this 30-second order block. We've seen price holding the old highs we just closed above, which we know if we're extremely bullish, price can just hold the premium of the range. And then we push. We took this 30-second order block right here, entered right here at this 870 level. Once we took a new high, sadly placed stops at break even, just because we were longing so high and we had already driven out the highs. Some people trimmed. I personally did not. I was holding for full TP up at that 934, and then you see we got break even here on the along. But you still see our bias was correct. Should have just kept stops at the original position below. But obviously that's stuff we learned from, and next time we'll be a little more aggressive with our stops. And then going into as we continued on, we seen what? So we're like, okay, well, once we get to that 935 level, we know we can look for possible shorts because wrong structure. There we go. So once we didn't get a short out of here. If we got a short out of here, 1-minute order block down, we were going to take a short out of this order block as well. We were going to take a short. And when you see we just kept on blowing through. So what happens? We go up here, we sweep these highs, and we sweep these highs, and I lost my train of thought. We sweep these highs, and also midnight open set somewhere up in here. So midnight open set about here, and so we get that's midnight open is, in my opinion, the strongest PD array out there. So once I seen that, we started looking at 1-minute order blocks to we looked for a 1-minute order block. We looked for an entry up in here. And we did not get it. But what did we watch? So we seen this order block here, right? And we seen this wick, right? This wick, right? This is the because once you closed above, um, and once we closed below it, I knew price was going to go where? To the next untapped order block. Where was that? Right here. So we knew we expected price to a drive there. We just never got a retrace back up inside of this order block, so we did not take this trade. So we did not take that, and then I believe we took this short though too. We took this short. Anyway, sorry, I'll go back to that. We were looking for a short here. We did not get it. But going back here, we did take this short as well off of midnight. Once we got, I this was also a good short in my opinion. Off of midnight, we got the retest, closed below. We were at least looking to drive out this low, to this order block here. Obviously, we didn't get it here. It retested here, and obviously we hit this, and then you just see mitigation taps into it and it holds. And we were also looking to do a drive out this 1 minute devil's mark. Obviously could have trimmed there. I personally did not. I like to go for the bigger. I was going for this order block down there, that 20,004. You see, we did not get it, but we might get it later. So that was a short we took, and then obviously stopped at break even there. So a couple break even trades, and then we took. And I'm like, okay, well, this is our next untapped order block, because I'm, always look left and see where your last untapped order block is. So what happens? You have a break of structure, right? This is the low that sent you to a new high that you closed above, and then you close back below it without tapping into this order block, right? If you look at this, we hit a 50% here. Which we talked about in stream, so this is not hindsight. It's all stuff we talked about. We knew we hit 50, and what? These were the order blocks right here. These order blocks drove our break of structure down. We know these are strong order blocks, so we look for retrace back up inside of here. We took a 1 minute order block down. Actually, we did not short here because we didn't get the retrace. So we ended up shorting. Where was it here? Oh no, sorry. Disregard. We shorted, I believe here. We shorted here, and once we got a 1 minute order block to our downside, here we went to break even, and then you see we got break even. But look what happens. Price holds 50, right? We got break even here, sadly, but we still expected this to go as long as these highs held, because these were the highs on mitigation. It just made our stop pretty big if we left our high up here. But you see what happens. Order blocks that were responsible for your break of structure, retrace up into them, boom, delivers you down to your last unmitigated order block. We still expected it. As long as this high held, we still expected it. And look, and so obviously we come back down. We hit a what? We hit 50-minute fair value gap down here. What does that do? All that does is drive us back up into what? Some kind of mitigation. Usually you would look for break of structure down or order blocks held here, but this is where it gets a little tricky, and you got to be aware of what's above you. You see, we got the close below on this candle, and then this wick right here never taps back up into it. Look what happens. Fair value gap sends us back up into mitigation of this leftover candle, and then we deliver back down. So you always got to be aware of what's above you and what's below you when it comes to shorting and whatnot. But and then obviously just a bigger move down. But yeah, watch the order blocks tonight on the 5 minute. Close below that 827 level. Extremely bearish in my opinion. So if it holds, we're looking for previous day high and to run out the hourly highs. I can definitely see price going both ways, but just we'll let the order blocks show us what they want to show us. But with that, hope you guys have a great evening. Sorry, but video ran a little long, and we will see you guys tomorrow for Friday. All right, peace.